Ever try to find that off switch for your brain? You know, the one that stops the endless scroll of to-do lists and existential questions. Turns out, mine's located somewhere deep in the woods. Who knew? Today, we're swapping spreadsheets for sunsets and decoding the code of calm. Welcome to a journey where we realize that sometimes the best therapy isn't in a therapist's office, but under a canopy of leaves. Hi, welcome to the Wolverine Lifestyle Podcast, where personal growth meets deep thought and introspection. I am your host, Dillon Andres, and in this episode, we are exploring my personal journey through the journal prompt, Reconnecting with Nature. How do you feel when you are in nature? What does this connection reveal about your inner state? Now, when I first read this prompt, I'll be honest, my inner critic kicked in. I thought, how in the hell does this have anything to do with inner work? We're busy people, right? We've got businesses to build, relationships to nurture, and a million things screaming for our attention. But then it hit me. When I am in nature, I feel genuinely at peace. Like a thermostat that's been stuck just cool enough to cause a chill. Suddenly, it starts to climb. The deeper I go, the higher it rises, and the closer I get back to civilization, the faster it dips. It's an undeniable shift that I notice. And isn't this what we're all searching for? That sense of inner calm, that feeling of being grounded. The successful overthinkers I work with often come to me feeling overwhelmed and disconnected. Like they're constantly fighting a battle against their own minds. They're chasing success, but they're losing themselves in the process. And that's where nature comes in. It's a powerful tool for self-regulation with inner peace. We often get caught up in the idea that work and constantly moving the professional needle forwards is the only way to succeed. But what if, just what if, true success comes from a place of inner peace, from a place of being grounded? Here's a little quote directly from my journal. When I have my feet in the grass, or I am gently touching the leaves of a tree, I feel grounded. No other problems in life seem to exist in that moment. It's just me and the tree. That may or may not have my arms wrapped around it. Yeah, you could label me as a tree hugger. There's something primal about that connection, isn't there? Almost a sense of returning home. You know, studies have shown that spending time in nature, a practice known as forest bathing in Japan, can significantly reduce cortisol levels. It lowers blood pressure, it improves mood, and it even boosts our immune system by increasing the activity of natural killer cells, those little white guys that float around our bloodstream. It's a part of our body's defense mechanism. So literally, nature equals a healthier immune system. It's not actually just a feeling. It's science. These studies show that even short periods of time in nature can have a profound effect on our mind and our body. But it's more than just physical benefits. It's the mental clarity, the emotional reset, if you will. Think back to your childhood. For many of us, our earliest memories are intertwined with the outdoors. Climbing trees, exploring forests, playing in the dirt, getting our face and hands messy. Nature was our playground and sanctuary. And somewhere along the way, many of us lost that connection. I sure as hell know that I did. We traded it for screens, for deadlines, for the constant hum of modern life intertwined in this rat race. We've become disconnected from the very thing that grounds us. Now, here's where it gets interesting. This week, I kept seeing this quote, "Nothing changes if nothing changes." It was everywhere. On a picture in my friend's gym, on a mug that one of her clients gifted her. graffiti downtown in a different city, even on a damn bumper sticker on an old van, as cliche as that sounds. I do not subscribe to the belief of shrugging things off as a simple coincidence. I knew in my gut that this was a message, and I realized my lack of time in nature was contributing to the brain noise I was experiencing. You see, our minds are like ecosystems. They need balance. They need space to breathe. When we're constantly bombarded with stimuli, with work, with stress, or our mind will rebel eventually, but it surely will. It's like a computer that has too many programs running at once. It starts to lag, and eventually a crash is inevitable. Now, what do we call this crash again? Oh yeah, it's called burnout. Not like we haven't talked about that before. That constant pressure to perform, to achieve, to be on all the time, it creates an internal chaos and a sense of disconnection from our authentic selves. We pride ourselves on resilience, on self-reliance, but true strength isn't about pushing through the pain day in and day out. It's also about knowing when to step back, to reconnect, and recenter ourselves. So, what can we do about it? How can we reclaim that connection with nature, even in our busy lives? Well, I'm about to find out in a bit of a unique way. My girlfriend and I are moving into a small motorhome, and we're going to be hitting the road. We're trading the concrete jungle for forestscapes and mountains, the city lights for starry nights. And I am curious and excited. I want to experience that deep, unfiltered connection with nature, because sometimes we need a radical change in our lives to break free from our patterns. We need to disrupt the status quo, to shake things up, to experience life in a new way. This is not just a vacation. This is an experiment in living. An experiment in finding inner peace with just the necessities that will fit in this tiny-ass motorhome. But you don't have to move into a camper van to experience the benefits of nature. Start small. Schedule regular time outdoors, even if it's just a 15-minute walk in the local park. Find a quiet spot to sit and breathe. Touch the trees. Be that person who is hugging a tree. Pay no attention to what other people might be thinking about you hugging said tree. If you catch them staring, offer to give them a hug too. You will be amazed at some of the responses that you'll see. I promise you. Feel the grass beneath your feet and between your toes. Bring yourself back to those moments of childhood, of the little tickly green stuff. Practice mindful observation. Notice the small details, the patterns in the leaves, the sounds of the birds, the feel of the tree bark. Pay attention to the messages that keep popping up in your life, those random thoughts and ideas that keep getting drowned out by the constant city noise. What are they trying to tell you? And be aware. Be aware of your ego. It's the voice that tells you you're too busy to do this, that you don't have time, that you need to work harder. But true productivity comes from a place of peace, not chaos. A calm mind is a powerful mind. We as individuals, and I include myself in this, are constantly evolving. We're on a journey of continuous growth, and nature is a powerful ally on that path. I want you to ask yourself this question this week. What small change can I make today to reconnect with nature? Maybe it's a walk in the park. Maybe it's a moment of mindfulness under a tree. Maybe it's finally listening to that nagging feeling that's been telling you to slow the heck down. Whatever it is, take that step. I encourage you to. because nothing changes if nothing changes. And remember, that feeling of peace that you feel in nature is a state that you carry with you, even when you're not in nature. And that is the goal. That is what you are working on your inner self will bring. As always, thank you for joining me for this episode of the Wolverine Lifestyle Podcast. If it resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who might need it. It's the best way to get this message out there if your stamp of approval is on it. And if you're ready to take a step further into your own self-exploration journey, grab my free ebook, 30 Days to Know Yourself. The link will be in the show notes along with all of the other links to the rest of my socials and resources. Until next time, remember, to find true inner peace, we must reconnect with nature. Sometimes stepping away from the chaos is the first step towards embracing our authentic selves. And if you listen to this episode and thought to yourself, like hell, am I stepping out into nature? Well, maybe you're the exact person who needs to take the time to do so.